what's going on, Blunt World, Blunt Heads, Blunt Universe? I'm your host with the most, here to brag, boast, celebrate, and toast. And you know we like to smoke. I'm Tay the Loose Cannon Adams, aka Stephen Tay Smith, or whatever you want to call me. I want to thank y'all for basically tuning in right now. Please continue to like, subscribe, and share to the Very Blunt Sports Podcast YouTube page, also the official Nubian Blaze YouTube page. We here to let you know right now that the blunt is now in session. Let's see what all smoke we can catch. Y'all know what smoke is going on. It's the Super Bowl weekend. Everybody getting real excited. Everybody getting what they need. They smoke, they drink, they chips, they dips, whatever they want, whatever they need. We here to provide it for y'all, some good sports stuff. This is all strictly dedicated to the Super Bowl and what's been going on and what's been happening in the NFL so far. But first off, I want to give a shout out, you know what I'm saying, big ups to the homie, the big Snoop Dogg, the Dogg father, the D.O. double jizzle, whatever you want to call him. I'm in my nostalgia bag right now. I got on my doggy style t-shirt. The reason why we bigging him up is because now Snoop Dogg is one of the official owners of Death Row Records. You know what I'm saying? That's basically, he played a big part in the house that was built over there at Death Row. Some of the best hits, some of the greatest songs, the greatest influences all came from that label. It was a lot of negativity, you know, that was attached to that label, but we ain't even gonna touch on that. It ain't even about bringing Death Row back. It's about bringing Death Row forward. And now now that Snoop is basically the head dog in charge, it's gonna be a little different. So don't expect, you know, the old Death Row, you know, just expect, you know, for Death Row to be moving forward. Now, a couple of this ain't even in no order right now, but a couple of my favorite Death Row albums, obviously, you know what I'm saying, Doggy Style, Dr. Dre's The Chronic, the Above the Rim soundtrack, the Dog Pound, Dog Food album, and last but not least, you know, you can't mention Death Row without mentioning, you know, Tupac's All Eyes on Me and the Machiavelli, you know, album. Oh, Snoop also had, you know, his second album, The Dog Father. People kind of sleep on that, but I appreciate it, you know, for what it's worth. And Snoop got an album coming out called Back on Death Row. It's basically #1 right now. You know, I'm going to check that out a little bit later on, see what he been working on, see what he got going on. So definitely shout outs to the Dog. Shout outs to Dr. Dre, the whole Halftime, everybody that's involved in that. Like, I'm real excited right now, like, for real. Oh, hate to inform y'all too. First off, I want to say thank y'all for making Tay's picks real successful. That was a good segment of the show. People hit me up. They gave me their opinions about it. Like I said, if you want to debate, you want to argue or whatever, please comment underneath. I answer. You know, shout outs to Trusty Jones, LLC. Big ups to him, always commenting on something, you know. So, yeah, shout outs to Snoop, bringing Death Row back, bringing Death Row forward, pushing it forward. But let's get into this quick NFL action before I get into my final tape pick, all right? Now, Thursday happened, you know, that was the NFL honors. We're going to go through that real quick. Back-to-back MVP winner from the Green Bay Packers, Aaron the Badman Rodgers. Is he going to stay in Green Bay? Is he going to take his talents to either Tennessee or Seattle or Denver or whoever else, you know, might want to drop a lot to pick up the Badman? So shout-outs to Aaron Rodgers. Now we got Jamar Chase from the Cincinnati Bengals, won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Joe Burrow, who's playing in the Super Bowl on Sunday. He might be able to add his list to the name of Cool Joes like Montana and Namath, but he won the Comeback Player of the Year. He had a terrible injury last year, you know, that derailed it. He's definitely going places, young. He got the little swag behind him. He know how to conduct himself. He hella confident, always liked him ever since LSU, but he got the Comeback Player of the Year, so congratulations to him. Micah Parsons of the Dallas Cowboys got Defensive Rookie of the Year. We all basically kind of saw that coming. Micah been doing this thing. He basically put life into that Cowboys defense. He put life overall into the Cowboys culture. When it comes to defense, people going really prepare for that defense, not just the line, but, outside guys that they got, that's putting in their work and that's doing their thing. So shout outs to Micah Parson. Last but not least, TJ Watt of the Pittsburgh Steelers got Defensive Player of the Year with 22.5 sacks, tying Michael Strahan's record, which is definitely big for him. Like, the whole Watt family, JJ, TJ, most of them in the past 10 years been Defensive Player of the Year a whole bunch of times, numerous times. So shout outs to the Watts, being defensive juggernauts, being the monsters that they is. Now we're going to get into some head coaching vacancies. I got my notes right here. Please don't, I got to keep track. I got to make sure that I'm giving y'all the right information, the right facts, because that's what I pride myself off of. Now, Matt Eberflus, I hope I said his name right. He's the new head coach of the Chicago Bears. Nathaniel Hatchett is over there with the Denver Broncos. Mike McDaniel over there at the now controversial Miami Dolphins. Brian DeBoer with the New York Giants. Doug Peterson got the job in Jacksonville with the Jaguars. Josh McDaniel taking over the Raiders head coaching spot after Chucky Gruden had to step down. Dennis Allen, big ups to him, over there with the New Orleans Saints. Kevin O'Connell is now with the Minnesota Vikings. And last but not least, we got Lovie Smith, who's now the coach of the Houston Texans. Now, I'm going to smoke on that real quick before I put my notes away. Now, if you've been paying attention to my show, especially earlier throughout the season, you will see that I got a problem with the Houston Texans, got a problem with their ownership, just their whole overall culture of how they treat players and everything. They have had a lot of racial incidents where the owner was saying shit like, the inmates running the asylum, how they treated, Deshaun Watson, how they treated DeAndre Hopkins, how they basically got rid of all of their best players and just basically left the shit. And Lovie Smith's hiring kind of looks like a affirmative action. I think the Houston Texans only hired Lovie Smith. Don't get me wrong, Lovie Smith is a coach. Matter of fact, I'm going to throw a fact out there about Lovie Smith. Him and Tony Dungy were the first two African-American head coaches in the Super Bowl going against each other. Of course, Tony Dungy won that year in 2007 with the Indianapolis Colts, and Lovie Smith was over there with the Chicago Bears. And I like Lovie Smith, damn good coach, but I just feel like, honestly, Houston is trying to cover up something a little bit more, or they trying to take the attention off of some of their racist exploits that they've been through or they've been attached. Either way, I'm still happy for Lovie Smith. Ain't no hating in me at all. Ain't no hating involved. But, I'm going to call it what it is. I'm going to say what it is, whether if I'm right or wrong. It came off of my mind and my heart. These are just my thoughts on what I've been thinking about that whole situation. So, enough with that. Now we're going to get on to the Super Bowl and the halftime show. They already calling it the greatest halftime show already, and ain't nobody even performed yet. They're going to get 13 minutes, which is the average time that all of the performers they get, from Michael Jackson to Justin Timberlake to Prince to Beyonce, Bruno Mars, Coldplay. Y'all get the idea, but this is actually Mary J's second performance. Her, Nelly, and Aerosmith did the halftime show, I believe, when it was the Giants versus the Ravens, and the Ravens got their first Super Bowl win. I think that was 2001. Somebody, check and correct my facts, but I do believe that I'm right. But we had hip-hop in the halftime show just as guests. This is all hip-hop. Shout-outs, like I said, shout-outs again to Dr. Dre, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, the queen of R&B soul, Mary J. Blige. I'm super happy. I'm super excited for it. And most importantly, I hope that this just ain't a one-off thing for hip-hop. I hope that we could bring more hip-hop acts into the halftime show, because this is one of the biggest platforms that you could perform on. And the facts has shown everybody that has performed at the halftime show sales and all of that other good stuff has went up, and it did, something special for their career. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. So now, The Simpsons, a long time ago, I forget what year, they said that it was going to be Cincinnati and Los Angeles in the Super Bowl. And they had Cincinnati winning 34-31, where I'm here to tell The Simpsons and their creators, as much as I love, like, and respect the show, that y'all wrong on this one. Yeah, we just entered to Tay's picks. So, that being said, Tay's pick, I'm going with the Rams on this one. I'm going with Los Angeles to win the Super Bowl. Here's my reasons. One, everybody giving, Joe Burrow his time to shine. Everybody giving him his praises, his accolades for winning comeback player of the year and taking the Cincinnati Bengals to the Super Bowl in the second year, being the first overall drafted quarterback to do that. Definitely, got to give him his props, his praise about that. And I said earlier in the show, he on his way to be the not second, but one of the coolest Joes, maybe the third, Joe out of Montana and Namath. He definitely got that swag about him. He got, I like how he carry himself. He's confident. And he going to be around for a long time. But I don't got the Bengals winning the Super Bowl. I really don't. And in a way, that ain't even saying nothing bad, because you could get experience and you could learn lessons and knowledge off of losing. You know what I'm saying? But while we paying attention to Joe Burrow, we forgetting about the other quarterback that's over there on the LA side, and that's Matthew Stafford. He's shown us basically what Tom Brady, he's doing what Tom Brady did, last year. Going to a team his first year and taking them to the Super Bowl. Now, the difference between him and Tom Brady, obviously, Tom Brady was over in New England, and Matthew Stafford was over there with the horrible Detroit Lions. Still, shout outs to my people in Detroit, but y'all know y'all suck. Y'all know y'all team suck, and it's been like that for years. And having a conversation with somebody, I'm like, he finally got the chance to show what he can do with a line. He finally got the chance to show what he can do with a team. He finally got a chance to show what he really about. Even in Detroit, he was still putting up crazy numbers. He was still getting good, nice contracts with everything. But now he's in a position to get his first Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford, your time is now. Make me a believer. Make the world a believer that you could win the Super Bowl. I got you. I'm picking you. I'm sticking with you. I'm rocking out with the Los Angeles Rams winning that. And look at it like this. If the Rams win the Super Bowl, LA is the title team for this decade, for the 2020s, because you had the Lakers and the Dodgers win major championships. The Lakers won the NBA Finals, beating the Miami Heat, and the Los Angeles Dodgers, they went on and they won the World Series. So LA could basically be title town right now. Plus, it's in LA with the SoFi Stadium. That's the second time in history that basically the home team is playing in a Super Bowl destined stadium, because Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, they did it last year and won. So it was basically a home game for them. Now it's basically a home game for the Los Angeles Rams. And the people in LA, they're going to show up and they're going to show out, because this is the first time in a long time that Los Angeles is going to have a championship as far as the football is concerned, because Los Angeles came back to football a couple of years ago, and people failed to forget that they was in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago when it was in Atlanta and Tom Brady had got his sixth ring with the New England Patriots. I know I said Tom Brady a lot. I ain't trying to, endorse, the GOAT, or trying to bring him into the conversation. But you can see the comparisons and you can see everything that's going on right now. And plus, we got an LA halftime show. You know what I'm saying? With Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg leading the way, leading the pack. Long Beach and Compton in the house. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my views. my pick about everything. You could disagree with me if you want to. I'm standing firm and I'm standing behind my opinion. Oh, one more thing before I gotta go out. I hear people, talking about, Power 4, or as we like to call it, Tommy. You know what I'm saying? Give it some time to develop. It's only one episode. You gotta, bring in and introduce the characters. But they had a sports thing, on there because the guys, the Flynn family, thought that Tommy was from Boston. So they were saying, fuck Larry Bird, fuck the Celtics, fuck the Patriots, fuck Tom Brady, all of that other shit. So Tommy catches, the guy in the alleyway, and he told him, yeah, Tom Brady can eat a dick, but Larry Bird is a national treasure, you know what I'm saying? And I guess to the white guys, he is. Larry was the man at that time, even though that's a little off subject. But I thought that was funny, in the Tommy show. It's actually called Power, 4 Force. But I thought that was funny, and I had to bring that on my show because this is a sports show. It is sports related. Of course, we cater, to the culture. Power is a show for the culture that was created by somebody that's in the culture, and Courtney Kemp. So those my picks. I want to say thank y'all for making Tay's pick segment real successful. Thank y'all for making this show successful. I'm coming up on 6 months. I don't know what I'm going to do. But the next episode, we're going to be talking about the NBA All-Star Game and the trades and everything that's been going on, the skills challenge and the competition. 2 episodes, I got my facts wrong a little bit. Even though, yeah, it's Team LeBron versus Team Durant, but they not doing the East and West format. They doing, still the team captains. They had a draft and everything, which, by the way, we're going to get up into all of that on the next episode. Like I said, thank y'all. Please continue to like, subscribe, and share to the show. Hit that notification button so you get it hot off the press. When it hit YouTube, it comes straight to you. Like I said, the smoke is clear. The blunt is out. The session is over. Love yours. I'm your host with the most, here to brag, both celebrate and toast. And we like to smoke, but the smoke is gone. I'm gone. Love yours. Happy Super Bowl, and I'm out.
I don't need a fucking cosign or the post rhymes for controversy. I'm calculated. Your validation does not concern me. You created a character you can market, but I'm sharp enough to sharpen my view whenever you charge him. I can